Hi, I'm Gernot Wagner. I'm an economist with the Environmental Defense Fund and the author of But Will the Planet Notice? And today we'll talk about what you and I do, whether it does in fact make a difference.
Baruch here with genConnect.com. Today I'm talking with Gernot Wagner. How are you, Gernot?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, you have made some very clear decisions in your own life to really reduce your carbon footprint. Tell me a little bit about those.
Well, I don't have a driver's license, if that counts.
Neither do I.
Very good.
First one, nice to meet you.
Very good to meet you, yeah. Well, we live in Manhattan, right?
Yes.
So I guess that counts for some of that. But, okay, so I'm vegetarian, right? I don't drive. I basically try to do all the right things. Now, the problem is none of that matters.
Wait, do you just say none of them matter? So, riding a bike, eating vegetarian don't actually make a difference?
Matters to you, right? Because you're the one stuck on the bike.
It doesn't matter in the big picture.
Exactly.
Why?
So if you add it all up, literally, right? You add it all up about across 7 billion people. If we all did the right things, it still wouldn't make a difference. And that's the amazing thing, right? So you have a bunch of enviros in Berkeley, Boulder, Brooklyn, and Boston maybe, and right, doing the right thing. It just doesn't add up to enough.
I mean, this sounds extremely depressing. Is there anything that people, ordinary people, can actually do to impact the environment?
Okay, so here's what does make a difference, right? At the end of the day, it's policy change, right? If you and I bike down Fifth Avenue, it makes very little difference. Now, Mayor Bloomberg in New York, right, put in 300 miles of bike path over the last 5 years. That is amazing, right?
That's impactful.
That's impactful, exactly. You can go up and down Fifth Avenue a couple times, right, to get to 300 miles. So that's the kind of policy change that actually, in this case, makes a difference to biking in New York, right? Just because you bike, right, unless you have a following, you basically a movement in the making here, right? It has to be policy change. Now, that's biking, right? Great that we all bike, still not going to solve global warming. So when you go up a notch, right, to something like global warming, to basically the biggest problem out there, well, what do you have to do? What do you need to do? And essentially what it comes down to, once again, it is large-scale policy change that makes a difference.
So there is some hope out there.
There is, right? And basically the money question is, how do you get there, right? And what I would venture to say is getting more people to recycle, getting more people to bike, getting more people to all these other things, if anything, may actually be counterproductive. First of all, personally, right? You bike to work, so you think, hey, I've solved global warming for the day. Well, what else do I need to do? And more importantly, when it comes to sort of national policy, right? Really, the people we need to get to are not the Manhattanites, right? It's sort of the marginal voter, right? It's the 51st vote. It's the 60th vote in the Senate. You don't get those guys by telling them to recycle, right? In the end, it comes down to economics. It comes down to making sure that doing the right thing also is what's good for you and your pocketbook.
Gernot, thank you. And for more with Gernot Wagner, be sure to check out genConnect.com.